Top 5 animal proteins that help cleanse kidneys and reduce creatinine. You're sitting across from your doctor, staring at your latest blood test results. Your creatinine levels are creeping up, and the first thing they say is, you need to watch your protein intake. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Not all protein harms your kidneys. In fact, choosing the right animal proteins can actually help support kidney function and bring those numbers down. Today, I'm walking you through 5 specific animal proteins that work with your kidneys, not against them. You'll learn why they're different, how they help reduce creatinine, and exactly how to include them in your everyday meals. Let's start with one of the most powerful options for kidney health: wild-caught salmon. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't fish just another protein? Not quite. Salmon stands apart because of what it brings to the table beyond just protein itself. First, it's packed with omega-3 fatty acids. These aren't just buzzwords, they actively reduce inflammation throughout your body, including in your kidneys. When your kidneys are under stress, inflammation makes it harder for them to filter waste properly. Omega-3s help calm that down, giving your kidneys a better chance to do their job without working overtime. But there's more. Compared to red meats like beef or pork, salmon is significantly lower in phosphorus. Why does that matter? When your kidneys aren't functioning at full capacity, phosphorus can build up in your blood, weakening your bones and creating more strain on your system. Salmon gives you quality protein without that extra burden. It's also easier to digest. Your body breaks it down smoothly, meaning less waste for your kidneys to filter out. That's exactly what you want when creatinine levels are a concern. Now, let's talk about practical steps. A portion about the size of your palm, roughly 3 to 4 ounces, is plenty for one meal. You don't need to overdo it. Bake it with a little lemon and herbs, grill it lightly, or even poach it gently. Keep it simple. Avoid heavy sauces, deep frying, or loading it with salt. The cleaner the preparation, the better it works for your kidneys. Try fitting salmon into your week 2 or 3 times. It doesn't have to be fancy. A simple piece of grilled salmon with steamed vegetables is one of the easiest, most kidney-friendly meals you can make. The next protein might surprise you because it's so simple. Egg whites are almost pure protein. They contain all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own, which makes them what we call a complete protein. But here's the key advantage for kidney health: they're extremely low in phosphorus and contain 0 fat. That combination makes them one of the gentlest high-quality proteins you can choose. When your kidneys are struggling, managing phosphorus becomes critical. Too much phosphorus in your blood pulls calcium from your bones and causes other complications. Egg whites give you the protein you need without adding to that phosphorus load. Plus, they're incredibly versatile. Scrambled, boiled, mixed into an omelet with vegetables, or even added to smoothies, they fit into almost any meal. One whole egg white contains about 3.6 grams of protein and virtually no waste-producing purines, which is another waste product some proteins generate. If you're watching creatinine, keeping purine intake lower helps reduce the burden on your filtration system. The beauty of both salmon and egg whites is that they're accessible. You're not hunting down specialty health foods or spending a fortune. These are items you can find in any supermarket, and they're easy to prepare in ways that don't require fancy cooking skills. Simple preparation, baking, poaching, steaming, keeps them kidney-friendly while preserving flavor and nutrition. Let's move to the next protein: skinless chicken breast. I know what you might be thinking. Chicken breast sounds boring. It's the default healthy protein everyone mentions. But there's a reason it keeps coming up, especially when we're talking about kidney health. And once you understand why it works, you'll see it differently. Chicken breast, when you remove the skin, is one of the leanest animal proteins available. That matters because fat, particularly saturated fat, puts strain on your entire system, kidneys included. When your body processes heavy fatty meats, it creates more metabolic waste. Your liver works harder, your kidneys work harder, and inflammation can spike. Lean chicken breast sidesteps all of that. What you're getting instead is high-quality protein that your body can actually use efficiently. A 4-ounce serving gives you around 35 grams of protein with minimal fat and very little cholesterol. It provides essential amino acids that help maintain muscle mass, support immune function, and keep your energy stable, all without burdening your kidneys with excess waste products. Here's another advantage that often gets overlooked. Chicken breast is naturally lower in phosphorus compared to red meats like beef or lamb. Remember, managing phosphorus is crucial when you're dealing with kidney concerns. Every time you choose chicken over a fattier, darker meat, you're making a choice that protects your mineral balance and reduces the filtering workload your kidneys face. But let's talk about preparation, because this is where people often go wrong. A grilled chicken breast with a bit of olive oil, garlic, and fresh herbs is completely different from a breaded fried chicken cutlet dripping in sauce. The first option keeps things clean and kidney-friendly. The second adds sodium, unhealthy fats, and unnecessary additives that undo all the benefits. Keep your cooking method simple. Bake it in the oven with a squeeze of lemon. Grill it on a pan with a touch of seasoning. Poach it gently and slice it over a salad. These methods preserve the protein quality while keeping added fats and sodium to a minimum. And if you're worried about flavor, remember, herbs, citrus, a little garlic, even a dash of paprika can transform a plain piece of chicken without adding anything harmful. Portions still matter here. You don't need to eat an entire chicken breast the size of your head. Stick to 3 to 4 ounces per serving. That's roughly the size of a deck of cards. Pair it with vegetables and a moderate portion of whole grains, and you've built a balanced, kidney-supportive meal. Chicken breast isn't flashy. It won't win awards for excitement. But when you're managing creatinine and trying to protect your kidney function, reliability beats novelty every time. This is a protein you can count on, day after day, without second-guessing yourself. Number 4 on our list is white fish, and I'm talking about varieties like cod, haddock, or tilapia. Whitefish doesn't get nearly enough attention in kidney health conversations, and that's a shame. Because when you look at what it offers, it checks almost every box you'd want for protecting your kidneys while still getting quality nutrition. First, let's talk about digestibility. Whitefish is incredibly easy for your body to break down. The protein structure is lighter and less dense than red meat or even poultry. That means your digestive system doesn't have to work as hard, and the waste products generated during digestion are minimal. For kidneys that are already working overtime to filter your blood, this lighter load makes a real difference. Whitefish is also naturally low in fat. A 4-ounce serving of cod, for example, contains less than 1 gram of fat. Compare that to even the leanest cuts of beef, and you'll see the gap. Less fat means less strain on your metabolism, less inflammation, and fewer complications for your kidneys to manage. It also means you're getting clean protein without the baggage that comes with fattier animal sources. But here's something that sets whitefish apart. It's one of the lowest animal proteins in purines. Purines are compounds found in many foods that break down into uric acid. When uric acid builds up, it doesn't just cause gout, it can also add to the waste your kidneys need to clear out. High purine foods like organ meats, certain shellfish, and red meats create extra work for struggling kidneys. Whitefish keeps purine levels low, which translates to less metabolic waste and a gentler experience for your filtration system. Another benefit worth mentioning: whitefish is an excellent source of B vitamins, particularly B12 and B6. These vitamins play a role in red blood cell production and nerve function, both of which can be affected when kidney health declines. You're not just protecting your kidneys, you're supporting other systems that need attention too. Now, let's address preparation. Whitefish is delicate, which is actually an advantage. You don't need heavy seasonings or rich sauces to make it taste good. A little lemon juice, a sprinkle of black pepper, maybe some dill or parsley. That's all it takes. Bake it in the oven wrapped in parchment paper with some sliced vegetables, and you've got a meal that's flavorful, nutritious, and completely kidney-friendly. Avoid breading and deep frying. That adds unnecessary sodium, unhealthy fats, and empty calories that work against everything you're trying to accomplish. Steaming, baking, or lightly pan-searing with minimal oil are your best options. Whitefish is affordable, widely available, and forgiving to cook. It doesn't demand culinary expertise, and it fits seamlessly into a kidney-conscious lifestyle. If you've been relying heavily on chicken or eggs, adding whitefish into your rotation brings variety without compromising your health goals. And now we come to the last protein: shellfish, specifically shrimp and scallops. Shellfish. I know shellfish sometimes gets a bad reputation. People hear seafood and immediately think of cholesterol concerns or mercury warnings. But when we're talking about shrimp and scallops in the context of kidney health, the conversation is actually quite different. Let's start with shrimp. It's one of the most protein-dense foods you can eat. A 3-ounce serving delivers around 20 grams of protein with barely any fat. We're talking less than a gram. That protein is complete, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids your body needs. And because shrimp is so low in fat, your kidneys don't have to deal with the metabolic byproducts that come from processing fattier proteins. Shrimp also contains selenium, a trace mineral that acts as a powerful antioxidant. Selenium helps protect cells from oxidative stress, and that includes the delicate cells in your kidneys. When your kidneys are under pressure, oxidative damage can accelerate decline. Getting selenium from whole food sources like shrimp supports your body's natural defense systems. Now, yes, shrimp does contain cholesterol. But here's what research has shown us over the years. Dietary cholesterol doesn't impact blood cholesterol levels the way we once thought, especially when you're eating whole, unprocessed foods. The bigger issue is saturated fat and trans fats, both of which are nearly absent in shrimp. So unless your doctor has given you specific instructions to avoid it, shrimp can be part of a kidney-friendly diet. Scallops offer similar benefits. They're lean, easy to digest, and provide high-quality protein without excess waste production. Scallops are also naturally sweet and tender, which means you don't need to drown them in butter or heavy sauces to make them enjoyable. A quick sear in a hot pan with a touch of olive oil, a squeeze of lemon, and a pinch of salt is all you need. One thing to watch with both shrimp and scallops: sodium. If you're buying frozen or prepackaged versions, check the label. Some are treated with sodium-based preservatives to maintain texture and freshness. Look for options labeled dry-packed or with no added salt. Fresh is always best when you can find it. Preparation matters here just as much as it does with the other proteins we've discussed. Grilling, baking, or lightly sautéing keeps things clean. Avoid deep-fried shrimp or scallops drowning in creamy, salty sauces. Those preparations turn a kidney-friendly protein into something that works against you. Shellfish like shrimp and scallops might feel a bit more special than everyday chicken or eggs, but they don't have to be expensive or reserved for restaurants. Frozen options are budget-friendly and just as nutritious. Adding them to your weekly routine brings variety, flavor, and solid nutritional support, all while respecting what your kidneys can handle. So now you know the 5. Wild-caught salmon, egg whites, skinless chicken breast, white fish, and shellfish like shrimp and scallops. But knowing what to eat is only half the story. The real question is, how do you actually use this information in your everyday life? Start by thinking about your week, not just one meal. You don't need to eat all 5 of these proteins every single day. Rotate them. Maybe Monday is salmon, Wednesday is chicken, Friday is whitefish. This keeps your meals interesting and gives your body a range of nutrients without putting repetitive strain on your kidneys. Pairing matters just as much as the protein itself. Load your plate with vegetables: leafy greens, bell peppers, zucchini, broccoli. These are low in phosphorus and potassium when prepared simply, and they provide fiber that supports digestion and waste elimination. Add a moderate portion of whole grains like quinoa or brown rice if your potassium levels allow it. The goal is balance. Protein is important, but it shouldn't dominate your plate. Hydration is non-negotiable. Your kidneys need water to flush out waste, including creatinine. Aim for consistent fluid intake throughout the day unless your doctor has told you otherwise. Clean water is your kidney's best friend. Now, let's address what to avoid. Processed meats, bacon, sausages, deli meats are off the table. They're packed with sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats that create unnecessary work for your kidneys. Fried foods, heavy gravies, and excess salt should also be minimized. Even the healthiest protein loses its value when it's buried under ingredients that sabotage your efforts. I know some of you are thinking, but I don't like fish. Or, what if my creatinine is already high? Is it too late? Here's the truth. It's never too late to make better choices. If fish isn't your thing, focus on chicken breast and egg whites. Find what works for you and build from there. And if your creatinine is elevated, these proteins can still play a role, but always, always work with your doctor or a dietitian. They'll help you adjust portions and timing based on your specific situation. Small changes add up. Swapping out one fatty, processed meal for a simple piece of grilled chicken or baked salmon might not feel dramatic at the moment, but over weeks and months, it makes a measurable difference. Protecting your kidneys doesn't mean giving up everything you enjoy. It means being intentional. It means choosing foods that support your body instead of burdening it. You're not alone in this, and you're not powerless. If this video helped you, leave a comment below and let me know which of these 5 proteins you're going to try first. And if you want more practical, honest guidance on kidney health, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next one. Now let's move to something even more affordable and accessible. Egg whites. If salmon feels like a stretch for your budget or your taste, egg whites are your everyday workhorse. Here's why they're so effective. Egg whites deliver high-quality protein with almost zero fat and very little phosphorus. That combination is rare. You're getting the building blocks your muscles and tissues need without creating extra metabolic waste that burdens your kidneys. They're also incredibly versatile. Scramble them for breakfast, toss them into a vegetable stir-fry, or blend them into a smoothie if you're comfortable with that. You're not locked into one boring routine. Portion-wise, 3 to 4 egg whites equal about 1 serving. That gives you roughly 14 grams of clean protein. It's enough to support your body's needs without overwhelming your filtration system. One thing I hear often is, what about whole eggs? Here's the truth, egg yolks contain more phosphorus and fat. If your kidneys are already struggling, sticking with the whites gives you the protein benefit while keeping things light and manageable. Egg whites are especially helpful for people in the early stages of kidney concerns. They let you maintain a normal eating routine without feeling like you're on some extreme restriction. You're not giving up flavor or satisfaction, you're just making a smarter swap. Both salmon and egg whites give you control. They're not about deprivation. They're about choosing proteins that actually work in your favor, supporting your kidneys while keeping your meals simple, real, and sustainable.